Hello, this is Laura from The Magic of White Pages, and today we are doing a very, very, very important video. Technically it's my second book haul, because I did record another one and I'm planning on posting it when I get the technology I need to do it, but we're going to call this the first posted book haul. And I have a minimal of 22 books. I don't know. I think I counted 22, but I wasn't counting like my mangas and stuff like that I'm planning on adding in here too. Alright, so I will try and hurry up. And this is my first book haul. Yeah, y'all. I hope you guys enjoy it. I'm going to try not to talk too much about the book since there is so much here to go over. And my last few videos have been really long. Alright, so let's just get to it. The first one I have here, I got The City of Bones by Cassandra Clare. And I will actually have to say a little something about this. No, I haven't read these books yet. Yes, so many people love them. And the reason I haven't read them yet is because I've been kind of iffy on whether I would like them. Because I know they're kind of supernatural paranoia. Yeah, so paranoia. Paranormal. So I'm very picky about that because I've had quite a few flunkers in that. But I decided I want to try it because I have noticed a lot of booktubers have said very similar things, like they were kind of iffy, and then somebody talked them into trying it, and they were like, I love this. I can't believe that I was like so judging it to begin with. So I got this for Christmas presents for myself.
But it is actually a hardcover copy of the new cover, and surprisingly, I got it at Walmart. I mean, the paper is not the best, but it smells good, and I think they're actually beautiful. I love how you line up the sides. I think it's one of my favorite things about these, and I'm not saying the old covers, I didn't prefer them, because I actually prefer that type of book hardcover, but one, this is cheaper, and I'm not sure if I'm necessarily going to like these yet. And the other thing is that if I can get it in hardcover, I will get it in hardcover. And to be honest, I think these covers are actually really pretty, even though they have actors on them, which I think I'm surprisingly okay with. I mean, he's wearing a shirt this time.
So, City of Bones, City of Ashes, City of Glass, and City of Fallen Angels. I don't have the last few yet, but if I end up liking the first few, I will actually order them. And these, I believe these hardcover versions of the new cover is exclusively for Walmart, for Walmart. So, if I do, I will probably be ordering these online. So we will see. You guys will have to stick around, I guess, to find out if I like them. Might as well get the paperbacks out of the way. Alright, so the only two paperbacks I got in this haul is The Exiled Queen, because I decided I'm going to get all these books in paperback because one, it's too expensive to get the hardcover. I've been wanting to try these out. And the other reason is actually I'm okay with this specific type of paperback. I like the quality of the paper. The only thing is this is a very beat up copy I got used, and I originally wasn't going to get it, but I might look out and see if I can get a better copy. But at the point right now, I haven't read any of these books yet. It is called The Exiled Queen by Cinda Williams Chima, and I have heard so many good things about these. So I have the whole 7 Realms series for it, so I can actually start this one. Working on getting the other series by her too, which I have heard a lot of great things about as well, and we will just see how this goes. I also got Birthmark by something M. O'Brien. Let you guys figure that out. And I've been wanting this since like the first time that I joined Goodreads. It was one of the things that it kept suggesting to me. And they had a different cover originally, and they did a cover change after the first book for the last 2 books, and this is the new cover. And I finally gave in and just got the paperback because I'm just gonna get the paperback of all of this trilogy. And I can't remember what the other 2 books are called, but it looked interesting. I've seen a lot of okay reviews, I love these reviews, and then I actually have seen an excruciatingly amount of I didn't like it kind of reviews. So maybe paperback won't be necessarily so bad. Besides, I think I'm going to start with the first one before getting the rest, which I do have a problem with doing that, buying the series and being like, oh,
I don't know if I'm going to like that.
Continuing on. Alright, so then I got, which one comes first? I got the Independence Study and the Graduation Day. I think Graduation Day is the last one because that sounds like it would be the last one. I'm not even going to try it. All I'm thinking is Cumberbatch when I look at this name, so I'm not going to pronounce it, y'all. You're going to have to do it yourself. I'll write it in there on the screen because I'm not butchering this name. And I can't call it Cumberbatch because that is the first thing that pops in my mind when it's really long and starts with a C. Oh, stop throwing off my way mouth. Okay, I think, no, I didn't say that in one of my videos. Did I say that in one of my videos? No. Alright, now we're going to just get on to, and we're just going to say, this is the Nicholas Sparks collection. A while ago, I don't know if I said this in one of my other videos, but I originally had a few Nicholas Sparks books, and I went through a Nicholas Sparks phase, and I read like The Notebook, and I had a mass paperback version of the movie cover of A Walk to Remember, and tried to read it when I was like 11, and failed epically, because I was like, reading it like, this is so boring, why am I trying to read this? Kind of thing, and gave up, and ended up getting rid of it. Well, recently I read Dear John, and it started up my Nicholas Sparks phase back up again, so I really want to read his books. But I've noticed that I only like to read his books that have already been turned into a movie, because if I watch the movie and I really like the story plot for it, then I will most likely like the book even better. So I got, you're driving me crazy, The Longest Ride by Nicholas Sparks. Safe Haven by Nicholas Sparks. Come on, darken. The Last Song by Nicholas Sparks. I do remember saying specifically I read the audio, listened to the audiobook, and I think I found out it was an abridged, so I wanted to try and read the book because I want to see what went on. I mean, this isn't that long that I need to have an abridged copy. Oh, guys, this light. I'm sorry. I am so sorry. I have some ways I'm going to try and fix this whole getting around the no computer problem. Just keep turning into a ghost. Alright, A Walk to Remember. I found a hardcover copy of the original cover for A Walk to Remember. I am so happy. And I never realized it's so short. It seemed so long when I tried reading it. So long. And I re-got The Notebook, which is one of the ones that I had that I got rid of. I actually didn't buy some of the other ones that I had originally and got rid of. Other than this, and A Walk to Remember, and A Walk to Remember in mass paperback, I actually didn't have any other like extremely good ones that I know of, and I didn't read them. Like, I think I had a message in a bottle or something like that, and I tried reading it, and then I got kind of bored. But oh my gosh, it's already 10 minutes. We gotta speed this up, guys. The Notebook by Nicholas Sparks. Cover. Show.
I'm trying to read the cover. There was some,
Alright, this one by Heather Dixon. I'm not going to try and pronounce it because for some reason my brain's farting. To All the Boys I Loved Before by Jenny Han.
She looks really cute, and I found for $6 and wondered what I was going to buy because it's contemporary, and I don't normally like contemporary, but you know what? I'm going to try this. I might like this.
Letters to the Dead by Ava Delera. I'm going to say Delera. Letters to the Dead. This one sounded interesting. I don't know if I'll like it, but we will see. Stop. Stop turning me white. This one. Wait. Oh, wrong one. This one. Gates of Thread and Thread and Stone by Lori M. Lee, and The Infinite, the sequel to it by Lori M. Lee. I've been eyeballing these for a while, and they look so cool, and I know that they're fantasy and very much up my alley, and I haven't seen much people review these, and I really, really want to read them, and really, really, really want to talk about them, because they look amazing. Then I got this beautiful hardcover edition of Mansfield Park by Jane Austen. I have been looking for a beautiful edition of these for a long time. And Northanger Abbey by Jane Austen again. I just need an Emma version, and I want to find it like this, but apparently these were originally a box set. I actually am going to be getting Persuasion, Pride and Prejudice, and Sense and Sensibility in the same collection. I have it on hold at my bookstore, and it's a used bookstore. And they're so beautiful. The only one that was missing in the set was Emma, and that's the one I need. And granted, I actually do already have copies of those that I could technically read. I have this Jane Austen's Barnes & Noble collection edition with 7 novels by Jane Austen. And it's absolutely gorgeous, and it has all the books in it, but the problem is that I would have to read this at home exclusively because, one, I don't want it to get damaged, and 2, it's so big that I usually read it by like popping it on my lap and reading it in bed like I do with my Grimm Stories one. So I wanted to get individual, easy to carry around copies. So it's like, I'm not saying I won't read this, because I might. But it's one of those things where I have to know that I'm going to read it at home. And I don't always read at home. Sometimes I like to carry a book around with me. And originally I wasn't going to get Persuasion, Sense and Sensibility, or Pride and Prejudice in the other copy. But because I have these, which I had to order this in the UK because they did not complete this publishing in the US. They actually discontinued the series for these before this one was created. No, before it was published here. Stupid. And I'm so upset because it seems that a lot of the times when they have beautiful copies of Jane Austen's collection, they stop halfway. And I was really upset about that because I really wish they had continued this collection. I would have loved to have the whole thing, but they stopped. And these are gorgeous. So originally I wasn't going to buy the other ones in that collection, and I was just going to deal with those ones and have a mix-max set. But then I walked back in grabbed those books, and I said, "Man, can you hold these till Friday when I get paid? Because I can't do it. I can't break up the set, even though somebody already broke it up," which was my reasoning for being like, "Oh, I can break up the set because somebody else already took Emma." So I'm like, it's technically already incomplete. But now I decided I'm going to get it, and I'm eventually going to find Emma in that edition and add it to it. And then I'll just have these beautiful babies. And I'll have a second set that actually is complete eventually. Hope. Now we're going to go on to my sad problem. This is not when you have issues. It's when you do something like this, guys. And granted, I know I'm not the only one who does stuff like this, but it's pretty bad.
This is my first copy of Winter. I pre-ordered it when it first came out. Absolutely adorable, isn't it? Beautiful, beautiful. In perfect condition. Haven't read it yet. This is my signed copy of Winter that I got on Black Friday at Barnes & Noble. And yeah, pristine condition. Don't plan on actually reading this one because it's signed and I want to keep it perfect. But okay, yeah, I got 2 copies of Winter. Nothing wrong with that. Readable copy and a signed copy. There's nothing odd about that. Then I went to Second & Charles, my bookstore, my used one. And they had this for $6. And I was like, what? You've got to be kidding me. Brand new. Doesn't even look like it's been read. Covers in pristine condition. Nothing wrong with it. Perfectly, barely 2 months 2 months or so since this has been released, and it was already at a used bookstore. I had this conflicting feeling of, oh my gosh, I'm so happy I had such a cheap copy of Winter, even though I already have 2, and going, how dare they? Who would get rid of you? Who hated you so much that they would defile and just throw you out? It made me so sad, and then I'm just like, but then I'm like, happy, ha, later suckers, ha, 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 ha. And then I'm just like, now what do I do with it? It's just like, why do I got 3 copies? So,
I have my first copy, my second copy, my third copy, and I don't necessarily know what I'm going to do with the third. I'm thinking maybe I will eventually find a friend willing to read the series, and if they really like it and get through all of the first 3 books, I may give them Winter as a present. But I have told 5 people to read this, and all of them are people that are not book readers, and every single one of them is like, oh yeah, it sounds interesting, it sounds like something I might like. And then they're just like, and I let them borrow one of the books, and then they're just like, so eventually I'm just like, give me that back, that's mine. And I give up. Now on to the last portion, which is my comic books and manga section. Well, technically it's just mangas and a light novel. If you are someone who does not enjoy those, or you just have no interest in it, now would be a really good time to probably just turn the video off, and I'm okay with that. But you will probably miss the madlibs. Sorry, because I will be doing that in the end like I said I'm going to. But if so, bye to anybody who doesn't want to see this portion of it. Okay, so for anybody who actually stayed and is willing to stick out to the end just for curiosity's sake, time to find out what it is that I read in manga form besides just book form, which is obviously a big wide variety. I have right here that Barnes & Noble was doing a buy 2 get 1 3 for 3, get the third free on their mangas and all of their collections. So I actually have accumulated a good bit over the last few months. Not all of these were done during that sale. Some of them I just bought when I was like, ooh, I have money, let me go get this. Alright, so I have volume 8 of Ouran Host Club.
Ouran Host Club, which actually completed my collection of volume all the way through 18, because I actually bought them out of order and decided not to read them until I dropped something. Until I got the whole thing, and I actually had read all the way to volume 3, and now I can complete reading it, because I actually watched the show and I actually enjoyed it. So, Ouran Host Club.
Your Line April. I actually can't pronounce the writers' names on most of these, so I'm not going to.
Sorry. Your Line April, easy to look up. This, even if you are one of the people who don't read manga or watch anime on here that is watching this, I recommend this to anybody because of the fact that it is such a beautiful story. And if you want something, in the genre, it's considered shoujo, but no, not shoujo, it's actually shonen. Never mind. In the Japanese genre thing. But for us, this would be more like kind of like a beautiful contemporary story. And if you like stuff like The Vaults in Our Stars and things, you will love this series. It is beautiful.
Then this one is called A Silent Voice, and it is about a girl who is actually deaf. And I love how they have like the signing things, and I think I mentioned before in one of, no I didn't. I have a hearing problem, so whenever I see something that has to do with someone that is deaf, that has a hearing difficulty too, it really draws me in. It makes me just be like, I want to read that.
And this is volume 4. I have 1 through 3. I've read 1 and 2, and it is great. It is, you're going to have conflicted feelings if you read the first one. You're going to be like, well, he's a jerk, kind of things, but it's just like one of those stories where you're just like, well, can you actually redeem yourself from how terrible you were, kind of thing. And it's kind of strange because you're just like, it's one of those people who he realizes once he did something bad, and he doesn't want to be forgiven so much as he just blames himself. And I'm talking too much. Alright. A Silent Voice by so-and-so, volume 4.
The omnibus of the volume 10 of Full Metal Alchemist, which has volumes 25 through 27 in it. Volume 51 of Fairy Tail.
My very first anime I ever watched, my very first manga I ever read, and I'm still going strong with it and still adore it, so Fairy Tail nostalgia.
Can't be complete without Attack on Titan, Volume 17.
Yes, I don't care. I am not falling out of this, guys. I am still just as crazy about this ever. I'm just waiting patiently for the second season of the anime. I'm so excited. And I have actually been reading manga in the way, even though I know I'm going to be spoiled. I am spoiled on so much stuff. I don't care. I can't wait to see it in show format, moving pictures. I'm so excited for that.
Then I got volume 6 of Sword Art Online. It is The Phantom Bullet.
And, these books. This is not a manga, guys. This is a light novel. It is technically a series I don't care what you say. This is a book. I'm just counting it in it because I love the anime. And this series, I don't care if you watch manga. I don't care if you watch anime or don't read manga or what. You have to read this. It is beautiful, beautiful story.
Pandora Hearts, volume 23.
I didn't even know there was a volume 23. I thought it stopped at 22. I actually haven't started reading the mangas yet. I actually have all of them up to apparently current, which I think this is the last one, but I can't be sure because it just popped out of nowhere. I watched the anime for it, and I was like, this is a beautiful retelling mixture of a bunch of things, and I loved it because I'm big on fairy tale retellings and all those different stuff, so it's kind of like a mixture of Alice in Wonderland, Wizard of Oz, and stuff, and it's just kind of like thrown all together, but then at the same time, it has nothing to do with that at all. It's just like this tiny little, kind of like what people have been saying about Alice in Zombieland. They have pieces and little things that you're like, oh, I get that reference, and then you're just like, other than that, it has nothing to do with it, and it's not similar in any way. So, but I do love it.
Blue Exorcist, volume 14.
Do not be deceived by the name. This series is beautiful. Even if you read the synopsis on this, it'll probably throw you off if you're someone who's just like I'm a Christian, so so it's just like the fact that I'm reading this and even reading what it's about, it's just like, you're like, can you read that? Like, yes, I can, and yes, I will, because guess what? This is amazing. This is one of the best story plots I have ever seen, and you guys should definitely look into it. Characters, and for those of you who actually have tried comic books and don't like it because of like the art and the non-consistency of it, the art in this is some of the best art I have ever seen, and because of the way that they do in manga, where it is one artist who does it, it stays consistent, or it just gets better throughout the entire thing. And amazingly, this artist started off like the best artist I've ever seen, and then she continues to get better. I don't know how that is even possible, but she has, and it is just, oh my goodness. Like, even if this cover art right here doesn't tell you, it's just perfection.
Then this is one of my actually personal favorites. Granted, I'm going to cover up the top because of the fact that that gives a bad presentation. There's a lot of fan service in this one. This is called Noragami,
and it is actually about like Japanese like gods and stuff. And I actually really enjoy this. This is actually one of my favorites, and the other one would probably be Blue Exorcist, which would be the other one. And they are so intriguing. This is volume 9. I'm covering this up because it kind of has like a little bit of like iffy thing on the cover. It's like, it would be my favorite cover if it wasn't for the open shirt thing, and I'm just like, I am having secondhand embarrassment just for this cover so badly. It's not even funny. And I just like, every time I look at it, I'm just like, I have to read this one at home. And then I got Noragami Stray Stories, Volume 1. Apparently that means there's going to be more, and I'm so excited about that. It's just like a bunch of like collections of what the artist and the author put together to make little short stories to go around in the background, and I love that so much because it's just like great.
Alright, and that actually concludes the book haul portion. I am going to have to cut a lot of stuff out of this. Alright, so now we're going to do the Mad Lib.
Alright, so the Mad Lib is the field trip to the farm part 1. Last week our spoon teacher, Jennifer Lawrence, took our whole fuzzy class on a field trip to the local farm so we could see how farmers fly. That morning, we packed our lunches with pickles and mangoes and filled our bottles with pickle juice. Pickle juice. Blech. Then we took to the farm and met the farmer, who was a crabby man wearing brick red overalls and a straw Mountain Dew on his head. I was drinking Mountain Dew. Actually, I want Mountain Dew. Straw Mountain Dew on his head. He shook hands with me and said, "Gee whiz! Then he showed us the big round tower called the Sylvester McMonkey McBean, where he stored his chicken nuggets. Yum. I wonder if that means the chickens or actual chicken nuggets. And he just calls them the chicken nuggets. Have you thought about that? He also gave us a tour of his black barn that was full of hay and dried sandals. Can't sandals be made of leather? And leather is made of, like, cowhide, so maybe it's actually referencing the cows. Think on this, guys. Think. There were stalls in the barn for the horses and peacocks, so the place really smelled pleasant. I mean, who hasn't walked into a manure-filled, urine-filled barn and been like, oh, wow, that smells so refreshing and calm and so pleasant. I just want to lay down and go to sleep in that dirty hay. We met the farmer's wife, who was in the backyard of the farmhouse, feeding chickens and ran around saying, eek, eek, eek.
The end of part 1. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this book haul. I'm attempting to look more at the camera, but every time that the lighting goes funny, I have to look at myself to make sure it's not all over the place. So, anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this book haul. I will see you guys next time, and if you're new here, welcome! I hope you enjoyed this a massive amount of books, which, to be honest, I didn't know I had gotten that many until I pulled them all off the shelves, and I was like, whoa! Alright, well, peace out, y'all, and click the likey button, click the subscribe button, and if you do, I will be extremely happy, and I will most likely, if you do, I will most likely subscribe to you too. No promises, but I have been doing that a lot lately, and actually watching the videos, not just subscribing. I've actually been watching them. So, just a little note there. Bye!